If you're looking for a game where you can show off HDR on your brand new TV screen or monitor, then Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is exactly what you're looking for, because the HDR implementation in this game it's incredible. It's not perfect, and I will tell you why in a second, but it is so good that this game goes on my list for best HDR games in 2024. But before we now start, I have a big favor to ask. Please like, share, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you like to support me, no worries, you don't need to spend any money. Just watch the full video, because this is how you can support me the most. Because the more or the longer actually my videos get watched, the more likely I'm getting some YouTube recommendations. So do me the favor, watch the full video and yeah, leave me a comment. Thank you. And now I would say we're starting with HDR Colors. And why we're starting with HDR Colors? Because I'm getting a lot of comments from people that are actually concerned or a little bit, yeah, maybe disappointed that most HDR games are not using HDR Colors. But I can tell you, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is quite the opposite. We have a lot of HDR Color Space in use. So let's take a closer look on those samples, those X samples, what I'm showing you right now. And yeah, it looks a little bit weird to your eyes probably, but this is because I'm using actually the HDR Analyzer tool. And what you can see here right now is a shader which actually shows HDR Color Space. So everything what you can see in yellow means it's the DCI-P3 color space, which is already much bigger than the SDR color space. And then everything else in blue is the BT2020 color space. And then the rest, black and white, obviously it's the SDR color space. So you can actually see that this game is using a lot of HDR color space, and with the right TV monitor or screen, for example, a QD OLED, this game looks just absolutely incredible. So let's move on to HDR settings. So first of all, this game does not support the HDR system level calibration on the PC where I tested the game, and I'm pretty sure the same counts for the PlayStation and Xbox version. And yeah, the only setting what we have in the game is actually the brightness setting, and yeah, that's it already. If you were expecting HDR settings like in Silent Hill 2, I have to disappoint you, but on the other hand, it's actually good because it makes my job much easier. And the main purpose for the HDR brightness setting is the average picture brightness in this game. So you have, unfortunately, well, it really doesn't matter much in this game, but you have very less control over the specular highlights in this game. The standard factory setting was 50, and I found it actually absolutely more than playable on my LG G2 with HDRG enabled. So this game is not even close to being dark or too dull. It is very powerful, very colorful. The average picture brightness is just fantastic in my opinion. But if you like to change the setting, go for it, because that's the only recommendation what I have actually. Just choose the brightness setting what you like, because you have almost no control over the specular highlights in this game. Talking about specular highlights, you will see, or maybe not, because there is no TV actually on the market as far as I know, which can display 10,000 nits, but this is what the game is mastered. So even you reduce the HDR brightness to almost zero, you will see very bright specular highlights. And if you increase this to, let's say, 100, you will see even more very bright specular highlights. So this game has actually fantastic contrast. And what is important for contrast? Yes, you're correct. We need specular highlights, bright specular highlights, and we need a really good HDR Black Level floor. And that's what we're talking about now. The HDR Black Level floor in this game is flawless without any issue. So yes, I get it. Sometimes you will see some raised blacks when you look at my graph at this very moment, but believe me, this is right now done on purpose. The game can easily, when it is necessary, reach 0 nits. That means the contrast in this game, it's just fantastic. I haven't seen a great HDR implementation like this since, I would say, Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet & Clank. Okay, we have a lot of games where we have great HDR, but the last game, Silent Hill 2, was a little bit of a disappointment because the HDR Black Level floor, you get my point, it was not perfect. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is absolutely on spot. It is so to recommend to use HDR over SDR in this game. Okay, my friends, so the only recommendation what I have is choose the brightness setting what you like, because again, there is not much else what you can do. Also use the tone mapping format what you like to use. So I'm very happy with HDRG on my LG G2. I have to admit I haven't tried this game on my QD OLED, but I will do it because those colors in this game, they need a QD OLED in my opinion. I'm looking forward for that, okay? But it looks already fantastic on the LG G2. It can be just better on a QD OLED. So again, choose the brightness setting what you like, because you can't destroy the picture at all. All what you're getting is a more brighter or a less brighter picture, and this is absolutely up to you how you like it. Thank you very much for watching me. I see you guys next time. Bye.